Now I'm live. Now I can add boob tube. All right. We'll see what happens. How come I'm not live? Or I am live. What a goofy guy, man. Can't be there. No, we paste her. Okay. There you go. Fucking. I'm doing my shit here and this stuff comes in my way. What a pain in the ass. Pin. There we go. All right. Should be ready to go now. All right. I don't know what the hell I did earlier. Yeah, I think it's okay now, Craig. Why don't you click on her and come up so I can see if this doesn't give me the double. Sometimes I try to click on that ahead of time, then I end up with two of them on there. Yeah, that's good, man. All right. I don't know what it was, but anyway, I went to, yeah, I think we're okay now. I got a, what do you call it, on 30th to check my throat. But I don't think, okay, Craig, I don't think that that heart thing's going to go in my favor. I got to come out at least with a stint because it's still tight. You know, can still feel pressure on there. Well, I recently subscribed to your channel. That's right. Let me get, what's his name back on here. Unless he's not on here, probably Anyway, how's everybody doing out there today? I bet when I had the YouTube on already. So when I clicked to go on, it put it on there again. And when it did that, then it creates all kinds of heck. But I want to have like a seamless transformation, into.
What are you up to, man?
Yeah. I went for a walk today, did 2 laps. Still, I get home and my numbers are good, except the pulse rate's still high.
Hmm.
So I don't know, man. There's got to be got to be a block in there somewhere
Well, there could be. I
because
went
it's
for a walk
going.
today and made it from my couch to my office.
You did? Oh,
I tore my ankle up again the other day, so I haven't been
doing
walking very far.
doing what?
I had to have I had to have the ankle reconstructed about 3 years ago.
Hmm.
And, every few months it goes out and it takes me usually a couple of months to get the damn thing back in shape.
Your
So,
ankle?
yeah.
That's a tough deal, man. Plus, you got a little bit of weight there. That's fucking.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. If anybody wants any weight, I'm happy to share.
that is it's tough, man. I mean, that ankle is probably the hardest to heal out of anything that we have that can break and be redone.
Yeah, it was the worst surgery I've ever had. And I've had over 30 major surgeries, and
I
ankle surgery was the worst I've ever had in my life.
I always was told that, and that happened to me. I was always told that a sprain is more painful than a break.
Yeah,
The
they had to
re-
go in and cut all the tendons and re-sew them together and reorganize them. And, my God.
so therefore the cane, huh?
Yeah, that and the knee replacement on the other leg.
Oh my God! What
That's why I
about?
kind of weeble and wobble a lot.
Yeah. So are you going to take care of the other side?
No, I will
Well, all
never
you can do
have
is
ankle surgery again in my life.
all
Never.
you can do is do yourself a favor. My dad had the knee surgery, and he was in his early 70s, I think.
Knee
And that
surgery
was
is a piece of cake.
they had him all doped up on that. I forget what the hell they had him on. But my ex father-in-law had that done, and he swore he never had it done. He wouldn't do it again, but he did.
Well, knee surgery, that's a piece of cake. I had
Well,
mine completely replaced and was up and walking the same day.
my dad had it done when they didn't do microscopic. They opened it up for the
Yeah.
cartilage, and oh my God, he was laid up for a freaking month or two.
Yeah, I think I had 5 knee surgeries before we had it completely redone, complete knee overhaul. So,
There's Clara channel,
yeah, Clara Chan,
Clarina,
hello to you. Good to see you.
Clarina, yeah, Clarina.
Ballerina, yeah.
This is David, and the name of his channel is right behind his fat head there. He's got it. Yeah, yeah. You gotta lower your seat or something.
That's all right.
But anyway,
When I go back like this, sometimes you can see it.
yeah, you had a nice relaxing day down there, huh?
Yeah, yeah. So, nothing
Oh,
too
the weather.
exciting down here.
The weather here was beautiful today. I mean, it's cool overnight, but
Yeah.
it's just so perfect. My God, I walk around here and with the exception of the highway that's nearby, it's quiet, man. Uneventful.
Yeah. Yeah, we
The
got beautiful weather. Got the windows open or the 2 doors open, letting some air through the house,
yeah,
you
you
know.
you got a while before yours turns to crap, though. You got a lot longer than I do.
Yeah, we have good weather all the way up through Christmas a lot of times. So, we really do have nice weather in
Mm.
Arkansas.
Morning, good morning.
Well, it's going to be an exciting next week, man.
What's that?
It's our wedding anniversary is next week.
Why is that so exciting?
I don't know. Just what my wife, it's just what my wife tells me, man.
You better act like it. Yeah, right. How long you been married now?
8 years.
Oh, 8.
8.
Yep, you're into that. You're into that magic number that you got to be married in order to get a chunk of the pension.
Yeah. So 8 years, man. We
Oh,
usually travel quite a bit on our anniversary, but we
oh,
traveled so much in the last 2 years.
what
We're
what
just
what
gonna
year
hang
did you get? What year did you get married?
2014.
So did I. January.
Yeah, we even got married. Well, obviously September.
Oh, okay.
2014, and I retired in August of 2015, as I remember this.
You just made me realize that how long I was married. How long I've been married now.
See,
I
so,
just don't. You know.
so your anniversary is coming up, and next January. What are you going to do for the old lady?
Ah, that's not a biggie for us.
Ah,
Nah, we just as long as we can eat and we're above ground, that's
yeah, we're just going to go to dinner. Lorelai has started her new job, or will start her new job, and
yeah.
and
Well, if I have who started a new job?
my wife.
She don't work at Walmart no more.
Well, she's going to
Oh,
work there part time a little bit,
okay.
but she got a job with JB Hunt,
Who?
trucking company called JB Hunt.
Oh, she a dispatcher?
No, no, no. She's going to work in the business world.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, I know who JB Hunt is. That's like is ABF still in existence? Arkansas Best Freight?
yep, they're still here too, along with Arkansas. Amazingly, has more trucking companies than you think they have.
You know, we had a ton of up here years ago was Consolidated Freight.
Hmm.
There was big around here, but they're gone here now. I don't know if they exist anymore, but
CF, I think they still. Well, now that you mention that, I haven't seen one of their green trucks in a while
I don't know.
because they're the ones that had the green trucks, if I remember right.
Yeah, they had that red C, I believe, and a green F or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
They were one of the first, if not the first, to when they were taking the shipping it partly by rail and then stacking it on top of a waiting truck bed, or whatever they call it.
Good morning, Craig. How are you, my friend? Good to see you today.
I was talking to a few people from down under there this morning with Everyday Part of Life and Chef Jack there, and
Nice.
I think they're in Perth or Mike is that's his name. I think he's in Perth, and I just so happened to be watching a driving video of in Perth. Perth looks older than Sydney and all that from what I've seen.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's pretty windy there in Perth, I think. I don't know if that's all the time or not. But I put up another couple of channels there on my banner.
Oh, good.
Yeah, well, I ain't got yours in there yet though.
Apparently not.
Nah,
Let me read
I
it.
just subbed to this young man
Sure.
a couple of days ago. Was that Jala Ben?
Yep, I subscribed to
Okay.
his also. I think last week when he was on here.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
yeah. I go and subscribe to everybody and try to watch a video or two of everybody's.
Yeah, I look on there. Well, a lot of times I kind of wait now because when people do it on somebody's live stream,
Yeah,
they'll be on there, and then the next day they're gone.
that's
You
why
know,
I write it down, and then in a day
so
or so later I go and do it.
I kind of wait. I wait to see a comment on a video or something like that. I mean, it's not guaranteeing you anything, but I
No,
got over 300. I'm subbed to over 300 different channels.
yeah. I just usually write it down on a piece of paper and get to it the next day or two.
Yeah. It's hard to do all that clicking around. What do you got there, Craig? You got a holiday today?
So, we're talking about sports. Probably
Preliminary final, huh?
Last week.
Okay.
Go Pies.
Is this
What are you talking about? Probably rugby. Soccer.
Cricket or rugby?
Surely you're not talking about American football.
So the grand final next week is a one game, or is it a best of three, or what?
Tennis, maybe? What are you talking about, Craig?
No, it wouldn't be tennis. No, you gotta sit there and watch. Craig isn't gonna sit there.
They have tennis in down yonder.
Yeah, I know they do, but he's not gonna sit there and watch tennis.
Maybe it's go.
Say it ain't.
Hey, Dennis, how are you?
There's the King of Canada.
I'm gonna have to Google that. Pies. Is that their nickname or their real name? Because now I'm curious.
Here we are. AFL, Australian football. Oh,
Rugby?
so it's a rugby. I got to tell you, man, a lot of people always said that was tougher than the NFL up here. But I can honestly attest to the freaking violence. I've been on the sidelines when I was an usher, and those guys are it. On TV it looks like there might be a guy that's slower than another, but I mean these people are flying around. They kind of drive like they run like they drive in Saigon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean it's just and the impact when they hit each other, man. I can feel that 20 yards away.
No, all sports like that, man, are brutal.
Do they get any good fights down there in rugby games, or is it all just
peaceful? I
imagine a lot of
they would fight.
Animal aggression.
I mean, I know I probably wouldn't do well in it.
So yeah, I've seen it before, but I haven't. Here's Gear. Oh, it was early. Yeah, the Vikings killed it. Yeah, you know what though? You know why I think that happens is because, like last year, they don't. When you had 4 preseason games, the starting units would play the 4th one, and the last 2 years since they've had only three preseason, they come out the first week and they stink. I know rugby in 852 oldest. Yeah, it is, but these guys.
Gladiators. I thought that was the oldest, or the Olympics.
TV doesn't do it justice. I went to one Packer game, and I like to be able to use my own bathroom when I can, because I don't like trying to piss with 300 guys waiting back.
Oh man, those public toilets.
Yeah, and you're in a line. I mean, you got,
just nasty, filthy, dirty.
Yeah.
Nasty, filthy, dirty.
Craig schooled them. Yeah. I didn't say it was older. I just said it's gotten more violent as time has gone on. I mean, I can't imagine those guys playing without no face masks before. They probably got that leather helmet cue from, listen to this guy. Yanks don't listen.
Yankees don't listen. Boy, let me tell you something.
Yeah, you just keep your up there, hey, on the other side of the border, hey.
Yeah.
Hey there, hey.
You heard the dogs barking. You could probably know that the young blonde lady with the very short shorts walked by.
Well, why don't you take the camera that way? My God.
Yeah, well.
Well, yeah, well, you tell her I'd like to see
I'm married, man, to get me in trouble.
Well, I'm married too. I just want a glimpse of what's Arkansas.
Go down and live with Craig and Dennis, man.
What does a suburban Arkansas neighborhood look like? I don't know.
We're going to do a walk around. It's almost finished. So they got about 2 more houses to finish, and then we're going to actually do a little. Lorelei's going to make me drive my little motorized scooter, and we're going to do a video.
Yeah.
Are
you done planting flower, or you're done with that for the year? Eh? You just got your house finished a couple months ago.
Yeah, I actually getting ready to put a couple of trees in the ground. I got a buddy who has a couple of ornamental Japanese maples he's given me. So I'm going to put those in the ground, and then I'll order some things for the spring of next year, and we'll do it in the spring.
Hey, here's a scary thing. My ex-wife's dad had a house placed in Florida. We had been there many times, and they planted. You know, he planted a tree or two, and he had a pool put in. Beautiful pool, man. Oh my God! And I was messing around one time on Google Maps. You know, I'm looking for the area where they live. You know, so you can see a street view.
Mhm.
The view I forgot what I got on, but the view I looked at brought that camera, that view right down to where you've putting that tree in.
Wow.
You know, then that was, oh my God, that kind of,
You know, I am a true fan of trees. And the last house we had here in the United States, before we had this one commissioned to be built, I actually planted some trees in the yard, and the guy that bought it from me cut my damn trees down. Pissed me off.
did
Now,
you,
granted, I know he owns it now, but he cut my damn trees down.
did you, did you start building this before you left for the Philippines?
Yes,
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought maybe,
yes.
okay.
Yep.
Yeah, my, one of my friends at work, he lived in a nearby, you know, one of the suburb cities, South Milwaukee lived in. And this guy had this pine tree. I think it was a pine tree. And my friend, he said, you know, hey, you need to trim that or do something or remove it or whatever. So the guy said, I ain't doing nothing. If something's on your side, you can cut it. He
Mhm.
cut that thing up like right up the side, man.
Yeah.
So the guy had a half a pine tree.
Well, the problem I had was the two trees that were planted, you know, they were still only about 2 inches in diameter. He
Mm.
could have dug them up easily and gave them away, but he cut them down, you know, because they're only 2 inches in diameter. They're only about 8 feet tall.
It's still tough though, man. I hit a tree like that with a car, and the car got wrapped around that thing, and it looked like it looked like bamboo does
Hmm.
when you split it. And I mean that tree didn't move an inch.
Well, he didn't make me happy, but I didn't own them anymore. So I thought about knocking on the door and saying, "Man, why'd you cut down those damn trees?" You know, I paid like $100 each for those trees.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I
We got
gotta,
a lot of gardening to do at this house in the spring of next year.
well, your gardening season. See, I went to yours is longer than ours. I wanted to put some tulips in the backyard of a house I had before. And when my wife first came to America, we lived there. And and I thought about the weather really didn't get decent until June, you know, into June. So I go to the garden centers, and even the private ones are independent, I should say. And they said, no, that's back in May. I thought, May? You know, the weather's so lousy. I'm not going to get out there and freaking nastiness just to put a tulip in.
What's
Yeah.
up, big time Tony Rome? What's up, brother David?
Hey,
my friend, how are you, Mr. Sir? How are you? Good to see you.
you're
I'm
back in
good.
love again, I see.
Mm,
We're a little while anyway.
ain't love that lust.
Yeah, you know Tina Turner said, right?
What love got to do with it?
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
The King of Canada there, and the Crocodile Dundee's here.
I'm over here on Jack's live stream. I don't know when he gonna kill it.
Oh, Jack. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
the rule of thumb around here, man, is you don't really plant anything until tax day.
yeah, but it's never been the kind of weather. Even if you put on something like this to go out there, and you know, I mean, it's mist and cold rain or something. Yeah,
I don't
You know,
know if
then I
anybody would live up north where you guys live. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
there's some little prick of a chipmunk or a squirrel's gonna eat my stuff up, you know.
I think we're gonna buy a greenhouse to put in the backyard.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, and just use that instead of gardening. We're gonna just
We
grow a few select things in the greenhouse.
we got an attraction here called the Mitchell Park Domes. It's one of the county parks, and they have these three domes, and they all have a different theme. One's tropical. You can go in there at the dead of winter, and it feel it's summertime inside.
Nice.
Morning, brother Craig. How you doing? I had to wait for Tony to stop talking, you know.
Yeah, got 8 million here. 8
Whoop, whoop.
million, man. Let's see if we can beat. I started off on. I had this all screwed up again.
So yeah, I'm trying to figure out where to take the wife next week to go eat for our anniversary. Any suggestions?
Other than a Chinese restaurant like you usually do.
Well, for anniversary, we actually usually eat. I spend a little extra money and we go somewhere nice, like a Ruth Chris or Bonefish or wherever we're at in the country.
What's up, Dennis?
The kid's the king of Canada, man.
Brother Garrett in the house.
He's being a real sassy asshole today, man. I'm telling you.
Oh.
Who being
Good morning.
sassy?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, how goes it over there? Is it warming up there by you, Craig?
20 degrees Celsius today. It's all right.
40's okay for the time of the year for you.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
You're on the other side of Perth, right? Is the entire country or as Australia as a whole have the same seasons? Every mile of it or every kilometer?
I'm in Victoria. I'm about 4,000 k's away from Perth, the other side of the country.
So you're near the top, though.
I'm down the bottom.
Oh, okay. Is it? What I'm asking is it warmer at the top even when you're winter?
Yeah, the top third, Tropic of Capricorn and stuff. It's like
Okay.
Darwin, top of Perth, top of Western Australia, Queensland. It's like Asian, wet, dry season, humidity, all that stuff. So.
Oh yeah.
Good evening, ladies.
Hey.
Evening.
Get
Gil.
out.
Yeah, Professor.
You're early today, yeah.
Call me Robin Hood.
Here, I don't even have the Viking here today.
It's just
What's going
about midnight for me, Tony.
That's okay. You're a night owl.
I just wanted to come on and give you a bit of
Yeah.
for the Vikings of a
I kind
package.
of figured that. Yeah. Well, let me put a stop to that right now. There you go.
20 something.
Oh, I can't hear you. What? What was that? What?
What?
What? Yeah, so
He on his way over. I think he said he was on his way over.
you come by earlier than normal. I know Christian's back's been hurting him, but
Oh no.
I was talking to somebody this morning. They were telling me it was he wasn't feeling too great.
Hey, Tony, I didn't think you was a leftist that was muting things, which was a fact.
Muting for effect.
Ronald, what the fuck are you cold up there in Washington? Are you not paying your electricity bill anymore?
Nope. I'm Broby One Kenobi.
Yeah, chilly, man.
You look like a proper hoodie from the Woody.
Yo, man, sign up. Come on, let's go. Give me them signs.
Oh, yeah.
You have
No, I
Godfather.
don't turn on the
you have
heat. I'm waiting for the
Godfather,
Canadian
Godfather.
mist to kick in.
You have, you have the hoodie from the hood up there. You have the Godfather from Australia with the sunglasses.
Yeah, I got the South represented, the West and the Midwest.
Yeah.
There you go.
You
With
have
the
the
new extendables.
loser who supports the Packers, and then we have a normal guy from Arkansas.
So
See?
a normal guy, huh? You left the other boys to come over here.
He's the most dangerous one, the normal guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Gotta
one with
be
the
careful,
pickaxe and all that.
Well, he got the dogs, so
He's
Yeah,
got
they're
something.
not quite barking at the blonde girl that walks by.
He's got to have something to keep him
For some
busy.
reason, the dogs don't like this blonde girl that walks by.
hey,
What's
Jack.
up, Jack?
Hey, Jack.
Jack,
Hey, Jack, how are you?
Jack, you were off for a while there, huh?
Well, so
Yes.
we have England, America, and Philippines, and Australia in the house.
Hmm.
I told you.
Now
We're
we
the
just
new
need somebody from the
expendables.
good country.
Oh, Dennis in Canada as well. So Dennis is there. I haven't seen him for ages.
And Canada.
Yes,
Oh,
I set my alarm to wake up, especially for you, Tony, this morning. So that's good.
What's that? What's happening
I
in
wasn't in
the UK?
live stream, but yeah.
What's happening in your adopted land there? Yeah.
I tell you what, it's 24/7 bloody Queen stuff here. So people are now, the queue is now over 20 hours to pass by the coffin for 30 seconds and bow the head. People
Yeah.
are queuing through the night. It's live 24/7.
It's a one in a lifetime chance, you know.
Did you see the one of the guards?
Oh,
Not on
yeah. Yeah, his other buddies wanted to help him, but they thought better of that, I guess.
He slammed his face. That was brilliant.
Just
Tony,
just like
David
this.
and Tony know you're not supposed to lock your knees.
Face
Yeah, but,
plant.
in honesty,
Oh, it's me.
they only have 20 minutes. 20 minutes. They shift they swap every 20 minutes. So if you can't fucking be a soldier and be able to stand upright for 20 minutes, then
They probably fainted. He was nervous.
The pressure.
Not every day the Queen dies, you know. And it
well,
won't
it's going to be it's the biggest security operation in the UK ever. I mean, there are 500 dignitaries, kings, queens, prime ministers, all kinds of shit coming into London. I mean, it's like,
But Vlad didn't show up. I guess he wasn't.
no, he wasn't invited.
He said that they were. He said that they were out of their minds or something or other. I forget.
He wasn't invited, and I don't think Xi Jinping or whatever from China are going to come either. He's probably sending his deputy.
Nobody likes him.
Well, and the security thing is really interesting because it's like if you're a dignitary, you're going to go to a staging area, and you and your spouse or your one person gets to go with you to the funeral, but you don't get to take your security. You don't get to ride in your personal or like our president's limo. It's all on the government to protect everybody. So it's going to be a major thing.
No, they can't do it because there was just on the telly right now about what they do. All the dignitaries are getting a meeting in a special place, and for the first time in their life, probably they're going to be shuffled in buses. In buses, yeah. Besides, the only one which is not is Biden. He's coming in the Beast.
Biden
Yeah,
didn't get it, so
He'd
maybe-
fall over. I don't know what they got. I don't know what they got him jacked up on, but he's like a walking zombie. He's got his eyes open now.
I love
I
how
mean,
his
you
wife
know,
has to handle him everywhere.
They got him
Tell him to be
doped up,
quiet
man.
and-
it's interesting because even the fucking god of Japan and the empire of Japan and his wife are gonna probably ride a bus for the first time in their life.
Biden's the only president we ever had that walked off.
They're all gonna
in the
be
middle of a speech.
they're all gonna be, you know, shuffled into the royal
Oh,
infirmary
God.
in London, and then they're gonna be sent from there to beside of Biden. He got his piece.
Well, he's sitting there when he was a boy, and he had that shiny blonde hair on his legs, and the kids used to touch it. As
He
he's got a girl.
probably
As he's
Biden
Yeah.
gonna sit there and think that what the fuck am I here? You know what's going on? I mean, he gonna be confused probably.
Yeah.
Well, he's
So
confused.
they were at some sort of summit. It might have been that climate one, and the French president was trying to talk to him, and he wouldn't pay no attention to him. So he started talking to somebody else that would listen to what he had to say. Biden just like, I don't know what you're about.
They got Biden on the same stuff they got the boys jacked up on at Walter Reed.
They do, huh? Embalming
Yeah.
fluid?
Something like that.
They probably put him full of steroids or something to keep him awake.
I never saw a president that in the middle of a press conference turned around and walked away.
I thought he was done.
And they had to push him back. Here, no, go up there. Go.
Yeah, finish reading the statement because that's all you can do is read the statement. You know.
Oh my God! Well, he was effing that up too, so they had to find some super drug.
Yeah.
Well,
Like-
Tony, when you get that age, you'll be just like that.
Well, I ain't gonna want to do all that shit at 80 years old. My God!
Uh-oh. Jack is gone.
I can't believe I know that the professor hasn't been invited for Monday. I thought you were on the way.
You look like one of them guys who just
There's
got
no
arrested.
room in the beast.
Look like a guy got arrested on a video I watched today.
Mm.
Let's
There's
see.
no room on the beast.
Oh, wrong one.
I just read your name, Gear. That's very funny.
What?
I just read your name.
I just saw that there. I just saw
Tony over
that.
there digging around.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Hey, my viewers went up from
you
4
know, you know that, Craig, because there is only fucking men on this live chat.
they went up from 4 to 8.
It's raining, man.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Sachet Sante.
No woman in their right mind would have anything to do with any of us, so that's why it's all men, I guess.
I know that's right.
We're all happy in some sort of merry
I
way.
know that's right.
Yeah.
Well, I got half of the deed done.
Ronald's thing would be War of Roses or something like that. What's that?
Simply no
Internet.
netta. Hey Tony.
Hmm?
Simply Nanette. Good to see you.
Oh, Nanette, hi. Yeah,
Yeah.
she does streams during the week
Yeah.
primarily.
Tony,
Hey, Nanette,
I'm halfway there.
halfway to what? Sanity?
Halfway there.
Oh, you went to the bank and bought some pesos?
Yeah.
today?
Got some pesos.
They gave you all 500s?
Yeah, that's all the combo they could give me. I asked for.
You're gonna-
You
When I
can't
got
use
mine-
them. You can't use them in the Philippines. They only take 10 and 50s there.
Yeah, when I got mine, they gave me half of the 500 in big bills and the other half in small because that 500, man, it's gonna be a hard time busting that unless you go into McDonald's.
No, I'm just gonna buy something for 500 pesos.
That's a lot.
They don't have. Oh, sorry, sir. We don't have change. We are out of
Hey,
stock.
hey, I went to buy a can of Mountain Dew with a 50 peso bill, and he told me that was too much. You know, my first thought was, what do you freaking mean, man?
We had
I ain't gonna have no problem.
City, man. They took everything we
Yeah.
had and gave us changed.
And then I hope I spelled all your stuff right there, because now I got you on my banner. You know, some of those other folks I went to, they give you all these, hey, look at all these subs I got you. Oh, that's nice. You know, they want you to, and then you tomorrow they're gone. They give you 20, and if you don't pay them, they're gone.
Hello, Nanette.
I like to see the face of a trike driver or something, and you try to pay with a 500 peso. Then you get the centavos back. You get
Well,
back.
he'll shut that motorcycle off and take that 500 and run away.
That's when I'll be throwing something at his head.
Telling you, man, 500, boy.
It was like in Europe, you know, we have the 500 euros. You know, 500 euros is like almost like more than 500 bucks notes, and you know, hardly anybody would take them. You have to go to a money exchange or to the bank to.
When I first went to my bank, I said, you know, I want to get this in smaller bills, like 50s and under. And when they got it back, they said, well, whoever that they got them from, bought them from, that's what they had. That's what they do. So, you know, any vendors on the street and all that, nah, you might end up buying buying their shop up to get rid of that.
Yeah, go to a sorry with 500, and that's 2 days.
They'll ask you if you're married. That's what they'll ask you when they see a 500.
That's 2 days turnover.
Yeah, it is. They'll be like, we making a killing.
Yeah.
Well, 500 pesos don't go that far in the city.
I had that spread out like that when I was there the first time. I took a picture and it looked like, you know, like some of the gangsters like having their fanning out their money. And it looked like I had a lot of money. What I had was like $200.
I know, right?
So when I cashed it back in when I left, I liked the way it felt and looked before when I had those 1,000 peso bills.
I ain't cashing nothing and I'm gonna leave them.
Yeah, you can be a multi-millionaire in the Philippines really easily.
$20,000, you'd be a millionaire. Not a little less than that now. The peso, I think, was at 56 or 55.
Yeah.
56,
57.
57.
It's holding there, huh? Oh boy!
Mhm.
When I first went,
Today we had I don't know for how many decades that the pound was only 113 towards the dollar. At some point during the day today on the FX exchange, it's never been so low ever against the US dollar. 113.
how can they mean? I know it's been valued.
Like 140. It used to be like 140, 145.
I know it's probably almost always been up on the dollar. But how do they maintain that economy there? With their pound. I mean, what do they got? Scotland and Northern Ireland.
Because it's backed by gold. I mean sterling.
Yeah.
Ours is backed by nothing.
Yeah. Well,
Nothing. Smoke and mirrors.
you know what? There's a big crash coming. These Dems keep trying to sweep that underneath the rug, boy. But when all these repos or houses and loans and cars and all that shit are gonna really wreck.
I listened to some financial, forecasters or whatever earlier today, and they say that the crash which is coming in the US is going to be 5 times worse than 2008.
I'm telling you, I know firsthand. I know what's going on, and they keep delaying it and pushing it, ignoring it. When they first came out with this pandemic and they told everybody to stay home, if you could make your house payment, it was like too bad. Now they're willing to put it on the back end of it, just so you don't foreclose.
I mean, you saw Wall Street. Yesterday, Nasdaq dropped by almost 5 points.
Yeah, I'm getting killed.
Yeah, our stock exchange here, whatever it was, a day or two back, lost 600 billion when it opened.
They're going to shut the doors before they let 1929 happen. But I'm telling you, man, it is going to be huge because they keep ignoring it and pushing it back. They raised the debt ceiling so they could spend some more money. It's going to be nasty unless they can somehow miraculously, I think they're going to wait till the Republicans are back in the power and then.
Yeah, house prices here have dropped 5%.
You know what, Greg? I saw this place in Florida, brand new house, and it's a decent house, 3-bedroom. It has a pool, but it's a smaller pool outside. They want $500,000 for that, and I told the realtor I typed in my comment. I said, if somebody's going to be stupid enough to buy that, I got a bridge to sell them over there in New York, because that thing ain't worth $500,000. And you try, unless you're 20 years old and you're going to be in that house for 50 years, you're not going to make your money back.
Yeah, I don't know. Here, I'm in regional Victoria, so it's not as expensive. But in Melbourne, last year, the average house price was 1.13 million now.
Yeah, that's Sydney as well. I mean,
That's crazy.
Sydney is stupid expensive when it comes to housing.
It's just ridiculous,
It is. They got pieces of shit down there in Florida that they want $150,000 for, man. It's like a freaking garage.
The housing.
And then you see all those new, they are reclaiming and building a lot in northern Florida, just on the other side of Orlando and up there. And there was a program I saw on TV the other day when they're building this whole new towns almost, but they are just like, they're funding them. They want ridiculous money out in the middle of the swamp, like 350, 400. They are all built, like same way. I mean, they all look like barracks.
Mosquitoes there, Ronald.
I got my fly swatter. These nets
for therapy?
And 2/3 of them are empty.
Oh, you got a Serena Williams fly swatter.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I play tennis, Tony.
Federer has finally caved in now.
Man, if you buy a house now and you're willing to pay that bullshit price, man, you're the biggest dumbass that's ever lived.
The trouble here, though,
the U.S. housing market, it's not like it used to be. When our grandparents were alive. When our grandparents were alive, they would buy a house to live in for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
What we're taught and what young people are taught today is you buy this house, you live in it for 3 to 5 years, you make some profit, and you go buy another house.
Yeah, but
nobody has any intentions of living in their houses for
They're-
very long in the United States.
before 2008, it was my value went from 177 to 120, and overnight. And but now is so freaking far out of whack that you'd have to live 2 lifetimes. If a 40-year-old man bought a house that cost $500,000 or $1 million, he's not going to see it turn a profit.
Well, especially if you don't make a good wage. If you're just
Oh, my
making a
God.
living wage.
Well, that's most of the world, isn't it? I mean, the money isn't here like it used to be.
Yeah.
You see some of the popular on the west coast of Florida, like up Sarasota way and up there, on the Mexican Gulf side. They showed some very popular towns there and stuff. and 2/3 of the flats were empty because they were just bought up by investors and bought up by people from Boston and New York who would only use them as their homes.
That company Zillow got in trouble for that shit too, because they were buying them and
And they
reselling
were pressing up the prices, so none of the locals could afford to live there anymore.
It's ridiculous. I mean, the wage. I mean, it's gonna crash so bad. The wages aren't there anymore. You know, they just not. Before, 50 grand was a big hit for the house I had. I would have had to pay these guys $8 grand to get out of it, without being filing bankruptcy. But these numbers that they're at now, man. Forget it.
Yeah, but and at some point, it was easy when you paid like 1-2% annually on your mortgage. But if they at some point they will need to have to raise the interest rates, maybe up to 3, 4, 5, 6 points again.
They left it long for so long, too low.
Yeah, the interest rates right now are about 5%. This is the average, 5.5 right now.
I think when I bought my house in 2006, it was about that. I think it was 4.5 or 5.
Yeah.
I recall.
The trouble here, there's such a shortage of houses that the rental prices are just gone through the roof. People pay $500 to $700 a week for a house.
Did you see this lady?
It's cheaper to buy, even with the exorbitant prices, than it is to rent.
Do you see this lady in Florida that got that some con man was renting had her house for rent, and she owned it, and all these people were giving this guy, the down payment, $1,000, and they were all knocking on her door. Hey, when can we move in?
That's Craigslist for you. There's a lot of scams on Craigslist like that. They're renting out Airbnbs and all kinds of shit, which is not on the market.
Hey, Craigslist, huh? Are you the guy, Craig? Is that you?
Yeah, I wish. I've got a list, but that's only if I've got terminal cancer or something. Then I'm going through my list.
They got murderers. People get murdered, ripped off throughout that list.
Yeah. It's like Schindler's List.
Oh, geez.
I've got a
Never
list.
at the bottom of the barrel, that's for sure.
I'm looking forward to my quiet life over there. If I don't have to have surgery on my ticker there, then they give me I think the minimum's going to happen is some stints.
Okay.
But
still having issues?
Yeah, man. Yeah, there's. The other week I came home that ever since he doubled up my dosage on the Nilodipine for the blood pressure. I got home and I ate one of those nasty Hungry Man things. My pulse was up to 118. It's supposed to be between 60 and 100.
Hungry Man.
Okay.
And so I stopped eating that. I bought a bunch of fish crap. I bought some salmon. I just found this out by looking it up. But mustard's good for your heart too. So I got the salmon and I'm dipping it in. They call it salmon burgers only because it's round. But you get 4 of them, like $6, I think, something like that. So, but still, today my numbers are good, except the pulse rate is still around 100. So it's got to be some kind of either a valve effing up or a clog or somewhere.
You're working harder than you should be.
We eat a whole lot.
Well, that comes from all those years of hypertension. There, David had heart surgery.
Yep.
Okay. Scary shit.
They gave me a brand new machine to put in there.
Okay.
Died on the table there, didn't you?
Twice.
Really?
Oh, Gear's got that story too. I don't know if you ever heard that, David.
What's that?
Gear, tell him about your heart surgery.
Yeah. Well,
I had an angiogram, and there was like 0.01 1% chance or some bullshit that you get that your heart stops during it. And I died on the table. They had to use a defibrillator 3 times to get me back again.
Yep.
Tell him what you told the doctor after he brought you around.
I almost hit him because, I was in such a nice and quiet and good place that I couldn't realize why he woke me up. He was fucking knocking me in the shoulder. Wake up, wake up. And I woke up and I almost like fucking hit the damn doctor. Didn't realize what was happened until afterwards when I got back into the ward. I said, fuck, I had the angiograms before. My chest feels like a truck has been driving over it. So he took a mirror and showed me the 3 burn marks on my chest and the 3 burn marks on my side. And he said, well, you were out for 4 or 5 minutes, with a heart stop and you were dead. I said, okay. Well, it was a nice experience because I felt the calmest I've done in my entire life.
Wow.
So you tell him, yeah, why the fuck you wake me up?
Wow.
Yeah. I almost hit the fucking man.
Yeah. Ronald, the King of Canada says hi.
What's up, Baconator?
Yeah, well, I told the lady, I called my doctor that I'm having my throat checked, my stomach and my throat. And the lady says, well, you better do that at the hospital, because I told her what my blood pressure was like. Because last time I went in there for that, I was at 180 over freaking 95 or something.
Talking with them hungry man dinners.
Well, when I got home, I went nuts on the pizza because you can't get the proper pizza over there. And I was looking like 4 pizzas a week.
Yeah, I know.
Shit.
I never forget. So, like a week after I got out of hospital, I was living in Spain and up in Sotogrande, up in the hills. And it was like 41 Celsius in the shade. And I was in my morning robe, just relaxing at home. And somebody was ringing on my gate. So I wander out there, and there were 2 guys standing there in their 70s, fucking hot as anything, in suit and everything, and tried to stick some literature through, the iron gate. So I said, oh, what is this? Oh, we are preaching to those fucking Jehovah's Witnesses, you know what I mean? So I said to them, guys, I'm sorry to tell you, you've not been walking up in 41 degrees up the hills. It's like the Beverly Hills of Spain. You're walking up, you are as sweat as whatever, and you're now going to try to talk to me about somebody on the other side. I said, I showed them my chest. I said, hey, look, I've been dead. I've been to the other side. And I'm sad to tell you guys, you have been wasting your fucking life, because when I got through there was nobody saying up or down or sideways or anything. There was nobody telling me I've been bad and anything.
Well,
you know what they said? Well, you were probably not dead for long enough.
We don't have any special topics. Whatever somebody wants to go on the mambo about, and currently it's just heart disease and all of that.
We're a bunch of old men with health problems, and all we do is bitch and complain about health.
That's right. Did that take away any fear you had of dying, Gear? Like, if you had any?
Yeah, completely.
Yeah, okay.
The only thing I'm fear about is just to, if you have shitloads of pain prior to it, but actually dying itself, it was the most peaceful state of mind I've ever been in my life.
Ted Nugent said that I
Dying.
ain't got to go, so I'll be around for a while.
Dying's the easy part.
That's what they say.
Okay.
Yeah, Gear here had heart surgery. So did David. I'm about to have some sort of.
Yeah, I spent 10 days in a coma.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you remember that time?
It was. I actually got a video on my YouTube channel about it, but I'll tell you, it was the most brutal, worst experience that I could ever imagine anybody having.
In what way?
Well, one, I was murdered twice in my coma, and
Excellent.
tortured. Woke up. I woke up, and look, hindsight's 2020. 7 years later, I kind of recognize what some of it is. But in my coma, I actually woke up in a body bag in Bangladesh, India, and the nightmare started from there. So, and now I recognize now that why I woke up in India in a body bag was because in my teaching job, one of my duties, I did a whole bunch of research about the body farms in India. So I wound up in a body farm in India. And I had to spend quite a bit of time convincing the locals that I was not dead and they did not own me. And very simply, but it was brutal the whole way. Then, of course, since I've done a whole lot of pro bono work for the Hispanic community and workers, I wound up in Mexico fighting for my life there. I was in and all this time in my coma, the only thing that could move was one eye. So I wasn't able to move, but I could see out of one eye. And I was in this white room and operating like a clean room that had a three-dimensional light grid of LED lights. So just picture this. And so I'm in a completely white room, laying up, and there's a floating grid of lights everywhere. And every time I blinked, I would set off a chain of a fence of these lights, and they would explode and pop. And the weird thing was when they did that, a coin, like a dollar coin, a $5 coin, would pop up and spring up and go up in the air. So it got to the point, though, when I was in this clean room to where they had to figure out basically what to do with me. So they decided to murder me because same thing in India. They wanted, they bought a dead body, but I wasn't dead. So in their mind, they had the right.
You weren't in India either.
I was a dead body. So, and this went on for months and months and months and months and months. I had to cross a desert out of Mexico into Texas, crossed the border illegally. Was if you ever, it's a very long story, but it was months of nothing but abuse, torture, murder, and a nightmare that when I woke up from it, it took me weeks before I realized I was alive, not in hell.
A nightmare.
It was not easy. So
That's
But
incredible.
when you were lying in coma, you also had the breathing assistant with the tube down your mouth and all that shit, didn't you?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And when I woke up in the morgue and here, back in the United States, luckily, it was just brutal. I watched a woman explode and open, and nobody do it. It was just unbelievable.
But I think coma is different because even if you're in a coma, I think the certain part of the brain is obviously still functioning and whatever have you. When I had a heart stop, whatever, I just felt complete calmness.
Yeah, when I died, when I had the heart surgery, what happened there was I have no recollection of dying, but I was, but similar to you, I woke up very pissed off. They're banging on me, and I wake up getting ready to kick ass because people are banging on me. They're shocking me because the defibrillator pacemaker they put in didn't work.
Mm.
and so they couldn't get it restarted, or they couldn't get it started. So it took them a while to get it started. But all I know is I woke up with people banging on me, and it's time for me to kick ass. And
Yeah,
so-
that was the same with me as well, because the only thing I remember, I mean, I didn't realize I was gone, but the only thing I remember when they woke me up, that was like, what the fuck are you waking me up for? This is such a peaceful, that reaction was just instant. I mean, I literally had my fist ready to hit the fucking doctor.
Well, no, and that's the thing. When I don't remember anything except for people hitting me, so I started hitting them back. That's
So I got a lot to look forward to, I guess.
What you call that, purgatory? David?
Yikes, man. Oh, you know, when I had the upper and lower GI done, every single person, every single female in that room was freaking model type, looking beautiful.
So
Man.
that's not bad.
now my big issue with health is, look, I'm happy to die. I'm happy to live. I really don't give a shit. But the one thing I don't want to do is to fall asleep unintentionally, because that's what happened to me in the coma. I was awake one moment and then I wasn't. And then months, and I know it was only 10 days, but for me, it was more like a year of struggling, torture, the whole 9 yards. And I mean physical torture, psychological torture, every bit of torture you could imagine for almost a year, even though it was only 10 days.
Yeah, but you know what? Next, if that ever gonna happen to somebody, remember just to study Pornhub or anything like that. So you actually, the last thing you think about is like a harem, tons of girls and whatever. Because if you get a year of that thoughts instead,
But and coming out of the coma, I actually thought my wife was actually an alien, not an illegal alien, but
An
alien.
off-world. Yeah, thank you.
Craig tell you about that.
but were you in an induced coma?
No, what happened was I had been feeling well for a while. Went to the doctor. Basically, I wound up having kidney failure, going into septic shock, and of course I had heart failure already, and lung failure already. And so I was at home one day, and went and sat down on the couch, and that was it.
Okay, because that's interesting, because I know two friends of mine was in induced coma, one for 3 weeks and one for 6 weeks, and they, beside of having a really bad throat and everything from the apparatus that the whatever they call that,
Breathing tube.
yeah. Beside of that, they don't remember anything. It was just like they said, it was just like having surgery under full anesthetic. I mean, you kind of, you just wake up. You don't know if you had the surgery for 2 hours or 8 hours or whatever. So they hadn't had anything because it was an induced coma. So maybe it's different if it's an induced coma versus just falling into coma like you did.
Yeah, I don't know. Mine was hell, and it was even hell coming out of it, and for weeks after.
Oh, I can imagine.
It was not a pleasant. I still have nightmares from it. So there's, you just can't imagine the hell and the torture. But I don't know. It's
And it feels completely real.
it was real.
Mm.
No, it was real. I've had therapists tell me, "Oh, it was like it was real," and I said, "No, bitch, it was real." No, you don't understand. It was real, bitch.
And that's why they say that even in 2022, with all this technology and everything, there's still 90% of the human brain which is undiscovered.
Yeah, we don't have a clue. And then what was really weird about all of it was how long it took me to gain motor skills back. You know, you don't know how fast you lose the ability to walk and to move your arms. I wasn't able to move my body for almost a week. I started off with my fingers, you know, but I had no motor controls at all. And, you know, my muscles were so, apathy, I think is what they call it, weak, that I couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything for
Did you lose a lot of weight in those 10 days as well?
Yeah, I lost about 100 pounds, gained it back, but I lost about 100 pounds.
100 pounds in 10 days. Wow.
Yeah, I lost a lot of weight. They kept me.
All that brain function takes a lot.
I had a friend of mine. I used to work with his brother. I saw him 2 years ago at a Super Bowl party, and a couple weeks after I saw him, his doctor put him on some certain blood pressure medicine, and now the guy's in a nursing home, and all he can do is move his head.
Yeah.
And what I tell you, Tony, I ain't taking that shit.
A lot of my weight loss was due to my kidneys. I was retaining so much fluid that once they did the surgeries on my kidneys while I was in the coma, you know, and they got all the drugs, so that's why I lost so much weight. But
you know what they say, David? When you sleep, you leave your body. So if you're in a coma and completely out of your natural consciousness, you are everywhere and nowhere.
And that's it. And I was everywhere. I was everywhere from Bangladesh, India, to Mexico, to Texas, to Arkansas.
Bangladesh. Only white guy.
You know you're there. You know you're there.
The only white guy in the morgue. Huh?
Well,
I do it all the time.
You know, what I did is I woke up at a body farm, and I describe it in detail in my coma video on my YouTube channel, because I thought it'd be therapeutic to go into great detail. I left off.
Yeah, I've seen it.
You know, I did. I left off a lot of the really, really gross stuff, but the room I woke up in was a cylinder-shaped room, 10 tiers, and it had about 10 little drawers all the way around it. In the center of it, there was an autopsy table, a big metal table in the middle of the floor in the room. And then all these bodies are lined up about 10 stories deep. And what they do in this body room is, and what I'm in a like a body bag that's clear. It's about 10 mils thick, so pretty thick. It has 2 wash points. It has a hole up here to flush water in, body saving preservative solution in and out down by your feet. And so every so often what they do is they take you out to preserve your body. They bring you out and put you on the table. They hook you up with a hose here, and they put a drainage line here, and they flush you full of, you know, I don't know if it's you know,
Mr. Clean.
it is, but that's what they do. It's kind of thick, very clear liquid, but it's very thick, like Vaseline, but not quite as thick.
Like a gel.
Like a gel. And so they fill your thing up, your body bag, with that, and let it run and cycle through. And that's what I would do, is I would try to make eye contact with the attendant to get his attention. Hey, motherfucker, I'm alive. I'm alive. Hey. And this went on for days and days until finally one of them actually looked at me and recognized that my eyes were moving. And then things progressed from there.
It sounds like
That's a movie, man.
no. I haven't had exactly what David talking about, but then you know we got these old wise tales when you say when you sleep and you try to move and you can't move, and you the only thing you can do is twitch and it'll snap you back. That's all you need. It's one twitch, or do it like I usually do. In the name of my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and I pop right out.
Yeah, see, and I couldn't communicate at all. I couldn't speak or anything. And so the funny thing was, in Bangladesh, I was actually, after the person freaked out and ran and got another person to come and to see my eyes moving, they did eventually take me out of the body bag and move me into where, you know, if you look, you know, like an old Indian guru, the guy that wears the diaper, has the long hair and the beard, you know,
Diaper.
I go sit in front of him for weeks, and him and I would communicate through our minds, and I would have to convince him and debate him about, I am alive, I am a human, I have rights, you know. And his point was, sorry, but we bought you. We bought a dead body, and that's what you are to us. So therefore, what we need to do with you is to go ahead and kill you. So therefore, you will become a dead body again.
Yeah.
And it went on for weeks, this debate, where finally he sold me to Mexico Body Farm.
Hey, when you woke up, you must have been fucking, you know, exhausted after all this traveling.
I was pissed and
Ooh.
exhausted. You know,
Did you have any? You were talking about torture and stuff like that. Did you like physically feel pain also?
Yeah, fuck yeah. No, they beat the shit out of me in the desert with lead pipes and
Hello.
rebar, and you know, I was made. The weird thing was when I don't know, when I was in the desert,
Thailand.
I was given to red people in the desert, and it was kind of like an X
Jeez,
Games
man.
type of event where there's like Monster Energy signs and motorcycles and bullshit out in the desert.
My wife.
And so when I'm out in the desert, I basically am their slave.
My wife.
I'm their slave. I have no rights, of course. And you know what was weird was I didn't have the ability to walk and move around, but somehow I would have to pick up the human shit out of the sand.
Hey.
From all the people in the stands and all the participants.
Novas.
And then, you know, so, and then if I wasn't fast
In
enough,
Thailand or
motorcycle well enough, you know, I always got beat with metal pipes. And then
Right.
one of the worst tortures was they would sit there and drink ice water
Right.
with me, and I wasn't allowed to drink.
Oh,
So, and that went on a lot. That's just the synopsis.
Ay, man.
Yeah, that's purgatory.
It wasn't pleasant, guys.
It don't sound like it at all.
Hell no. How long was that for? How long were you?
The coma technically was 10 days, but to me it was like more like 10
Yeah. God, man.
10 months of
So
continued.
now, David, you know for a fact there's no such thing as time.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
you just can't imagine. And so when I came out of the coma, one, it took days and days for my head to start to clear because I had no clue. When I woke up, Lorelai tells us, you know, and I'm going to give credit to my wife. My wife saved my life without any question. One, she was dedicated enough that she was there 24/7. But two, she made the doctors do everything possible for me because they were willing just to give up and let me die. The doctors were like, he's too far gone. We're not going to do any treatments. So
Nice to see you, Michael Mick.
I'm
Yeah,
on
what's up, Michael?
Well, go ahead, keep talking. Man. I'm just saying, how these
Yeah.
folks,
but
this
when
lady from Thailand or the Philippines?
it was unbelievable. There's so much confusion for me. When I woke up, I thought I was in the morgue at my local hospital. And I was in the ICU, obviously now. And what they had is where they had me was there was no windows or anything. And so I guess I could scream and shout and bitch and shout loud enough about being in the fucking morgue that finally some nurse there spun my bed around so I could look out the window to convince me I wasn't in the morgue.
Mm.
And that helped because now I'm like, oh,
Oh,
Not in the-
Lord.
I'm not in the morgue. Yee, you know, but it was not good.
David, listening to you, it doesn't seem like you got any mental. What's the English word I'm looking for? I mean, you look, or you sound sharp as a knife. So it obviously didn't, affect your brain capacity or anything for those days.
I appreciate you saying that.
So
Honest.
all these things you thought about were already in your subconscious from things already, huh?
Yeah. But I did lose brain cells, to be honest. I used to be really smart. So I appreciate you that you think I am, but no, my brain definitely took a hit. I've lost a lot of skill sets that I didn't have.
I can tell you from personal experience of wrapping my melon as hard as I've ever had in my life that I'm not, I used to be, believe it or not, I used to be very, very sharp and witty and shit. Now it's like, I get to talking about something and the third person says something, I'll forget what the hell I was saying. And I have to rely on somebody to remind me.
So,
Do you ask yourself why you went through that experience and for what reason?
Oh yeah. And look, I'll tell you guys, I was really pissed off at my wife for a long time because when I got out of this, I realized she kept me alive. I would have much rather have died than go through what I went through. So I've gotten over that now with her. But to be honest, I was extremely pissed off that she kept me alive because I would have much rather have died than gone through what I went through.
Well, I'm not painting a very good picture. I'm not looking.
Everyone's experience will be different, so it's all right.
It is. Everybody's is a
Well, I know I got a issue. Exactly what that is, I don't know yet, but I'll find out.
And here's a funny thing, guys. Thinking
This
of
is
this
the hardest
today,
part.
yesterday, I just started a new support group for medical miracle survivor support group on Facebook, so that people that have gone through similar medical miracles, as they called me, as a medical miracle, which I more felt like, kiss my ass.
Did you think for a moment that everything that you experienced that people wouldn't believe you, or they thought you would be full of crap?
Oh, I didn't think shit. No.
I mean that's not something you can usually talk to just any old body person.
That's some shit you just can't make up either, Tony.
I know that's what I'm saying. I'm not
They
gonna.
were so violent. When I got out of this, I'm pissed. I'm like, I don't know who the you people are. So I didn't care if anybody believed me or not. Because to me, it's so, and it still is. It is so real. I know it happened. You know what I mean? So for me, there's no differentiation for, well, you're going to believe me or not. I don't give a shit if you believe me or not. I know it happened.
I know it's real.
Now that's the point. You have an experience that is so overwhelming and out of your comprehension that it's true to you. So it doesn't matter what no one else thinks.
Right.
But since I just woke up about a year and a bit now, as you guys know, with my dizziness, and I'm feeling like I'm on in a small boat on a rocky sea from I wake up until I go to bed, and even when I go to bed. Prior to this happening, I hadn't dreamt for 15, 20 years. Completely nice, solid, silent sleep. Last year, every single night, I'm having a real life dream. So when I wake up in the morning, I'm never rested because I've been so active during the night in these real life dreams that it's incredible. Single night. And when I go to bed now, I think, what the fuck am I going to dream about tonight? Because I know it's going to be something.
I'll get plenty of sleep, but yet I'll wake up looking like I've been out all night long.
I pray that I don't dream because I know it's going to be a bitch. And
I look forward.
you know, a lot of people laugh at me because of how much we spoil our two little wiener dogs. You know, I mean, they've been to the Philippines, they've been all over the damn country.
Your
They're
wiener.
probably the most spoiled dogs. But I'm going to tell you, when I have a bad dream, those dogs wake me up out of that dream. They know what's going on. And if my heart malfunctions, even if I'm having problems with my heart, those dogs will wake me up, and they wake me up out of those nightmares that I have. So I'm telling you, my
But-
Julie wiener
But
dog.
when I dream, you know, I have really pleasant dreams. I have bad dreams. You know, I don't like just have one set of like nightmares or whatever. When I go to bed, it's like when I wake up, you know, it's almost like an anticipation of, you know, what am I going to wake up to tomorrow and think I've been through? You know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah,
But is
Some
a dream a
dreams-
dream, or is this the dream?
yeah.
Maybe the dream's the reality, because when you have it, it's so real. I scream and carry on all the time at night, like, you know, like, just it's so real that you're in the moment. So is it really a dream, or is it the true realities of things? You don't know which is which.
Mind is
What
a
I tell
powerful
myself when I get these dreams, I tell myself, first of all, I take over my conscience. I take over and I tell myself, you're in a dream, and then I can do whatever I want. If I feel afraid, then I can be super powerful and do everything I want in my dream and take it over. Never fails. Plenty of sex. You know what I'm saying? I get plenty of that too.
You know, when I have certain, I'm like really happy that I woke up because it wasn't really pleasant. But sometimes I wake up and the dream was so cool that, but I want to know what's coming next. So I'm trying to go back to sleep again.
Because the dream is a part of your brain that you can't normally access. But for some
Yeah,
reason, you're
exactly.
accessing it. So why and what is the experience for? It's like there must be a reason behind it, you know?
I don't like what I
Next
dream when
time,
I'm getting
try it.
hungry. It's not reality.
Yeah, next time try it. You know for a fact that this can't be real. You tell yourself, I'm dreaming, and then you control it all.
But why can't it be real? Because a lot of the times the dreams will become reality down the track.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you're on a different spiritual level and you done traveled out of your body, you must tell yourself this ain't real from this real, but you can control it.
I can.
But
Yeah, I mean,
Greg,
Maybe it's the real truth.
a lot of my dreams is actually about things that has happened in the past with
Okay.
characters I come across in the past and different outcomes of real scenarios that have happened in the past with real people I know and I hang out with and whatever have you. And some dreams are completely not linked to any previous realities, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Right.
I when I was younger, I always had this dream, and we have a lake here called Lake Eildon, you know, and it's like a man-made reservoir, whatever. So there's lots of dead trees in it and everything. And I was always had this dream that I was hanging onto a tree in the middle of Lake Eildon. And then about 5 years later, I had a massive car crash, and the corner that I hit was on Eildon Street. Really weird.
Wow.
Yeah.
I haven't had a good dream since the coma. I haven't had a good dream since the coma. And Lorelai, my wife, she knows that if she wants to wake me up while I'm sleeping, she better do it from afar and better do it very, very gently. Because if you wake me up, man, I come out fighting.
Right. Well, instead of saying, Greg, well, this can't be real, you just tell yourself simply, I know I'm dreaming. I know I'm not awake. That's it. Then you got power over that whole situation, no matter what. I've done
Okay.
it many a time.
My worst dreams always end the same way. If I'm being chased by something, you know, and I feel I'm really stressed. You're getting chased into really bad situations. And if, for example, you know, I'll get pushed off the top of a high building, but just as I'm gonna hit the ground, I wake up and realize, oh, I'm alive. Or just as the bullet's gonna hit me, you know, that is like the sequence where I always wake up.
Wow.
Yeah, I had one last night.
Michael
We got into it with somebody, and the car pulled up. There was some wolves. The guy put a rifle through the window, through the door. I grabbed the gun, turned it around, and shot everybody there. Then one guy walks up on me and goes, and I told him, "You can't kill me." Just like that.
And then you woke up.
Yeah, and I wasn't stressed or nothing because I know I'm dreaming, and you can't kill me in my own shit.
I never had that ability because the dream is so real that I don't realize it's not a dream. It's like
some of them catch you off guard where you feel overwhelmed and you have a little fear.
Very real, Craig. It's super real. It's just that when you wake up, you realize it was a dream. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because the ending of the dream is not the reality. That when you wake up and realize it was a dream, and you are in bed and you look up and you see the ceiling.
Right. But I know it for a fact when I'm in there. Go ahead, Craig.
No, I was just concurring with Gear because, but at the time of the dream, so when you wake up and you realize it's you relax or whatever.
But I know it. I know I'm in a dream because certain things just don't happen to me, and I know it. I'll be a night stalking creeper. I'll be peeping Tom windows. Next thing I know, I'm up there grabbing titties and shit because I can tell myself, yeah, they can't see you.
Okay.
No, but I agree with you, Craig, because when I wake up from it, and this happens every night now, and I've done for the past year out of nowhere, you have to kind of sit and realize that, fuck, it felt so real.
Because so irrational fear and just totally you're overwhelmed. But
you gotta tell yourself, I know I'm dreaming. You gotta know that. You gotta tell yourself that. Because
that's my point, though. When you're in the dream, you don't know you're dreaming. Not until you wake up.
No. I know. Like I said, certain things don't happen to me. I know I'm in a dream when I can tell a mother, go ahead, shoot me in the head. And he shoots me anyway, and I'm still kicking. I can tell him, shoot me in the head.
You're like a cockroach.
So what is Michael saying there? Can you put that up? I've been in a medical-induced coma for when I came out of it. I tried to pull out the breathing tube jammed on my throat. The nurse gave me a shot.
In the IV.
IV was out woke up in a regular run. Yeah, I heard that from people who wake up from an induced coma, that the first thing they try to do, they panic and try to drag that.
Because you're gagging.
Out.
It's automatic gag reflex. Like putting the toothbrush too far back. You're gonna gag. But I'm telling you guys, try it next night, next dream. Just know, something funky happening and you watching the dream and you going through the dream. And you just say to yourself, I know I'm asleep and I know I'm dreaming. And take it over.
Yeah, my dreams are my nightmares are basically just a continuation of the torture I went through.
But try to take over.
Yeah, I've been trying that for years now. It's not working.
You're sleeping. You're resting. You know it.
Well, and in hindsight, I read all of my medical files and I figured out that the two times, of course, talking to the doctors and Lorelei and the medical document, the two times I was murdered in my dream, was the 2 attempts they made to take the breathing tube out and it would wake me up, and it didn't work. So I basically died those each time, and they had to revive me. Those were the 2 times I was murdered in my coma.
Oh,
Mhm. I'm looking forward to every dream I can get, because this here, what I've got here, is a nightmare.
Well, you moved out of the bed. That's progress.
I don't have a whole lot of control over this, and I damn sure can't survive a gunshot wound in this.
how is your leg anyway, Ronald? Since you're out of your office and into a chair.
Well, it gave me a little trouble. Matter of fact, I had a dream last night. You know, my mom passed away 18. I'm in the house with my mom. I'm saying, Mom, I don't know what it was, but I got my foot back. And she gave me a hug. And we just stood there hugging. This was this morning, this overnight.
What happened to Craig? Did he drop out?
That's probably the internet over there.
Oh,
Don't they get like rolling brownouts too in Australia? Oh, there he is. Welcome back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. My computer VPN went off, and my computer.
Higher power did that.
but Craig, if I remember correctly, because I never really heard the story, because I think you shared that prior to me knowing you. Didn't you, at some point in life or something, had some quite weird terrestrial?
Yes, I did. Yeah,
Oh.
in 2012. Yes, I did, and it's changed my life completely. I realize everything since about 300 AD has been a complete and utter lie and manipulation. And for me, everything in my mind is totally clear now. And it's not so much the experience was full on, and I still don't know it enough or fully, but it's not the experience, it's the why of the experience, and the how do you get on with living your life after the experience that is the hardest thing.
Okay.
Well, you got that right.
Well, I don't really know. I just know that you had something happening to you. I don't really know the story of what it was, because I think I never heard that. But
Yeah, well, it's
Here's
pretty-
the link to
pretty
my
crazy.
coma video if you guys want to see it ever. I dropped it in there.
Yeah, it's
I did
different
make
from
a,
anything else you've ever seen.
I did make a YouTube video about it on my channel, and then when Lan started her channel, she was so, because I was off the wall and off the charts, and we had a big argument because she deleted that because she didn't want anyone from her channel seeing the video because she's very religious. She
Oh,
doesn't understand it, but yeah, it was the biggest experience of my life, and to this day, I still can't really deal with it. And I deal with it. I get on with my life, but it's just.
it wasn't,
every-
and you are completely convinced that it wasn't something unconscious which played you on your brain. I mean, you feel it like it was real experience, yeah.
Yeah, to me it was. I still don't know the full complexity of it, but as every day, or not every day, but every week in my life, something else will happen, and I will get flashbacks, and it will fit into the puzzle, and it expands another little piece of the puzzle, and I'm continually asking myself, what am I supposed to do with this experience? There must be a reason. I must be supposed to do something with the experience, or else what was the point of the experience?
Oh, okay.
That's right. I get that, Craig. I mean, I go through the same thing, man. And part of what I don't know. I try to talk about it, but it messes with your head, and it changes your point of view and your perspective. You know, that when you go through shit like we've been through, people don't get how much that changes how you see people, things, places, and people's behavior. I look at the world totally different now than I ever have. Maybe I'm more skeptical. I don't know. I've always been an ass, but I look at things like, man, I just don't believe you. I don't believe people when they feed me crap.
No, I just get angry. I get so angry, not about the experience, but about the world and the manipulation we've all been through. None of us have been told the truth. None of us. They don't think we're entitled to the truth,
Nope,
and
that's
they've
for sure.
manipulated that and destroyed the world for their own game. Whatever I can't comprehend the big plan, but you know, it
can't
frustrates the
comprehend it
shit
either.
out of me because there's no necessity for what is happening and what is going on. The last 5 years have been a bit better, more's coming out, but it's all manipulated. It's you know, in my opinion, we are about the 300th civilization on this planet, and we're just repeating the same shit over and over
I don't
again.
disagree with you at all. Absolutely.
And why would I get a glimpse? Why? What is the point of me getting a glimpse of everything? What the fuck am I supposed to do with it?
Well,
Right. The seventh creation, not just the third. We're the seventh creation of humans. Seventh.
No, I believe that we're around the 300th civilization on this planet. You know, and what the fuck am I supposed to do with that? I don't know.
Keep it in your pocket.
Even to this day, it's about this much under my skin, and then I just, oh man, it is. We are so stupid.
I agree.
Because they made us stupid.
You know, look.
That's right. We've been spliced twice.
We fight over stupid shit. You know, I'm very.
We are more stupid now than we've ever been.
Yeah.
We were, you know, 300-year lifespans, everything else. Now we've been cut down to 70, so that every time we die, that's pyramids, everything else is just part of the illusion because it doesn't fit in. So it takes you away from what you actually are, you know, so that you don't reawaken and so that you die. You go through the system again and get fucking put back to zero. And what the fuck am I supposed to do with that? What the fuck?
We are just pawns in this game.
We
can't comprehend it. I can't comprehend it, but there must be a reason. Oh man, I don't know.
It drives me crazy.
It's 10 years later, and I still don't. I know less than I know.
A church service and hear the holier than thou and how there, you know, there's only one person in the room that is the wise one. There's only one person in the world that's the smart one. You know, you have to believe what I have to believe or you're wrong. You know, that is something that really chaps my ass the older I get. We don't have a clue about things. We just don't.
There is no such thing as religion. Religion is just the control mechanism. It's totally based on a misinterpreted Elohim, whatever, because not that there is one God. Everyone is a God. There is a God within. Everyone has the same power. It's like, you know, but what do I know? I know nothing. You know.
I know exactly what you know.
I know what's true for me.
Yeah.
I tell you the only word in the dictionary that I know, which I can't understand and really not get my head around, and the more I think about it, the crazier and crazier I get. So I don't even think about it anymore. And that's infinity. That something can't stop. That because we can't comprehend that something goes on forever and ever and ever, like the universe. And you think that 27 million light years out there is some something else, but then 27 million further. I mean, it's like almost like our solar system could be a small pea in just a glass, and then outside the glass, is the room the glass is sitting in, and outside on the room is the house, and outside the house is. I mean, I can't, because we are so trained to think that something has to stop, and
Yes.
and that is the word which really drives me crazy, to think that nothing, infinity. I mean, I can't comprehend it.
And you want to know why there is no end to it? Because everything is created by whatever force you want to do, and that force is within everyone. And everyone, I don't really know how to explain it, but everything is created, and the people who decide, because no form, no whatever, just the entity of power or force or whatever, agree upon a certain set of rules, and then create something new, and that becomes a reality, and that just continues and continues and continues. Because if you're a mortal, well, I don't know if immortal is the right word, but whatever. But if you exist forever, once you're created, you exist forever. So the only thing you can do is create something else, because that's what existence is. If you're not creating, you're not existing. Once you're created and exist, then your role is to whatever guidelines the new creation is. That is what is done.
I mean, sometimes, you can actually, as a grown up, you can think about, our parents, grandparents, grandparents, and go back and back and back, hundreds and thousands of years or whatever. And you think that the average person, I mean, in these days, is alive for 70 odd years. And during that period, what do? You get born, you go to school, you work your fucking ass off, and you're not going to retire. And by the time you retire, statistically, you only have like 4 years left to live. And then you start to think about what's the meaning with all this shit.
And you create that to experience it, because everything else you have experienced or created or whatever. So you create that to go and do that, because you have no time to nothing. So you're continually just creating new situations. Like you come to this plane or this environment or whatever, and you want to experience that. So you create that. Everything is created from within.
So do you believe, Craig, do you believe in incarnation?
Yes, because people choose to do that. But it's still the same thing, because it's just experience after experience after experience, because you have to fill in and create, because you exist for it. There's no end. There's no end of anything. It's just constant creation and experience and change. It on this plane, but then there is other planes and other everything. So, but as it's called, and a way of explaining, because there's no human language to explain it, but it's like an EB. You would say everyone is an EB, and an EB is a creator. That force is what you are. You do not exist, but you exist as a force. But any other time you exist or want to create or do anything, then you create that experience, and then you go and do that experience.
Well, how does that multiply then? I mean, I'm just talking loud here now in my mind, because like 500 years ago or whatever, the population of the Earth was X, and now it's Y, and Y is much bigger than what X was 500 years ago. So if whatever was created 500 years ago just repeats itself or whatever, then it has multiplied so many more times, because now there is 6 billion, 7 billion forces on this planet, and it used to be much less.
Yeah, because it's totally evolving. you know. But I don't know all the answers, you know.
No, I'm just.
Yeah. But it's like everything is created from that force. But that's my belief. That's the glimpses I've had. So and that's why it gets back to God. The God, well, what we call God is not actually God, because the majority of gods we call here were extraterrestrials. But you know,
the only thing I believe is that if you believe in science and if you believe in different solar systems and that it just goes on and on and on for billions of light years out there, that we can't be that fucking stupid to think that we are the only form of
That's
intelligent life.
amazing out there,
On
man.
this little solar system and this little planet, when you think about how many billions it can be out there.
Look who's here.
yes.
What's up, Damien?
Yeah, it's amazing, ain't it, though,
Hey,
man? I
Jamie.
mean, my goodness.
Hey, gorgeous.
It just goes forever. There's no end. There's no walls like there are in the house.
Well, and the horrible thing about all of this is we have a society, a culture that believes that we are the only ones who's correct and nobody else has a clue. So therefore, it's our moral obligation and duty to correct you. I'm a firm believer that everybody should be allowed and not harassed for believing what they believe, how they believe, and why. They shouldn't have to justify it to anybody.
Right. And then when you think about it, when you get a positive force that creates something and it perpetuates, and then you have a negative force that's gaining on this positive force, then you have a flip side to the positive. Now the positive is running out and the negative is taking over, and then it's going to go back to where the strength of the positive comes back, and it's never ending.
Job interview.
She has a job interview on Monday. Congratulations.
Woo-hoo!
A hostess with the mostest.
Where you going to be working at? I hope it ain't Denny's.
Dave and Buster's.
Dave and Buster's.
But I don't know.
Oh, maybe she's going to be a corporate CEO.
Texas, man. You know, some people get mad when you don't go along with what they believe to be
And that's something that
their version of something.
get out of me.
And you know, it's stupid, Tony.
I
because
respect everybody's.
that version don't make sense either.
I respect everybody's point of view.
Right.
On
That
something.
version of what they think it is that's their version. Just like Craig said.
Well,
This
you
shit
know,
goes on and on and on. No, everybody. Tony, if I say I'm going to have a ham sandwich and I put that out in the world, it's already in the world. You know what I mean? It's already been created. If I wanted to make something called a hippocampanoodle, I done created the word hippocampanoodle. It's out there now. You know?
But, you know, we only can comprehend about 5% of actually what's going on around us.
Yeehaw, Western store. Oh,
She's got a job at
Yeah, we don't have a clue.
you're going to
We
be
don't have a
selling
clue.
cowboy underwear. Yeah.
But,
Yeah,
Maybe
keep
cowboy
talking.
hat,
I'm just
cowboy boots.
commenting here.
But Craig, you know what? I ain't even going to waste a little bit of the little bit I got worrying about or thinking about it because it's just going to go to waste.
yeah,
We're still waiting for Jamie to come back here. She's been gone for how many months now?
yeah, I don't know.
She's been cheating
But,
on us.
I just find
You know,
it hard.
last week, when Gary, creating and all this stuff makes him happy. It really gives him something to do, some kind of purpose.
Yeah.
And then, other people would say, well, this is YouTube's this way and that way. You're not going to this, you're not going to that. But it makes him happy, and it drives him and it gives him reason to be. So who cares, man? Let him be.
Positive. You'll be all right.
He's a 73-year-old man trying to do something for himself, and as oddly as that might sound for other folks, that's what he wants to do.
Yes,
and he's
but
happy doing it.
Tony, is to stay to the positive because if you can't get any good out of it, it's no good.
Yeah.
You got to stay positive no matter what.
The only thing that keep me going on this is having this thing so I can talk to you guys. Otherwise, I really wouldn't. You know, I started watching Nanette's live streams. You know,
Well, here, Tony, when I'm coming from a black perspective, at every turn we get shut down, pushed around, knocked down. We have to stay positive. So I'm telling you, this is the only way around it.
yeah. Yeah, I've seen that firsthand, so I know what you're talking about.
But you have never lived systemic.
Yeah,
You have no clue what we go round and through and up and over and under.
No, it's and look, Ronald, I have no clue. No clue. What I do know though, which drives me, is if I'm out in public with an Hispanic friend and a friend of any color, no matter if it's Asian, whatever, it doesn't matter what color they are more than likely to get stopped and harassed and picked on than the fat white guy. And that's the honest to God truth, because I've actually been there, done that, been in mixed company, and have had friends harassed, and I'm standing there going, "Hey, what about me? Oh, you're okay, sir."
I've had several people get on my butt, and the guy was telling me once they were in Greenfield over by me, and it was late at night, and they were driving a little fast, and I got pulled over, and everybody in the car was black. But he understood. He understood the way he had to be, so it didn't create a situation. This cop just stopped him for speeding, and when they made him happy as to why they were going, whatever, and the guy knows he could have rightly and justly pitched a bitch right then and there, but he didn't. He let it slide a little bit, and they were on their way.
Oh, Tony, we just had an incident. We just had an incident here in Seattle. The whole community, everybody in the community, from the cops all the way down to the fire department, know that this man has mental issues. Black guy, he's 500 feet away. The cop don't pull his taser. He feared for his life, 500 feet away, and he shoot the poor guy right there on the spot. And then they show the video of the white guy running around naked with a knife chasing the neighbors, and they don't do shit.
That's it.
I don't know. I think I would, man.
It's sad that this shit is still going on.
Crazy.
That's getting worse because that's what they want.
That's
Make
what they
everyone
want.
hating, conquer, divide, make everyone just try. All they can do now is, well, not all they can do, but the majority of people are just surviving. So all they're worried about, that just getting them further away every trip.
Hey, good people are good people, man. That's what I try to surround myself with these days, regardless of where they come from. I don't. When I was younger, you hear what you hear from the adults, so you're forming this thing in your head. You go, "Oh man, these guys are no good," But truthfully, there are assholes in every walk of life, and don't forget that. It doesn't mean you have to kiss everybody's ass, but when there's wrong being done like that, and I'm in a position.
A 5-year-old kid walked up on me and called me a nigga. 5 years old.
Dude, they had a cop here.
So who teaching him this?
I think in the other city I lived in, I don't know if they still have it, but they had one black cop there, and they were at some kind of a community something or other, like a school board kind of thing or whatever. And this ignorant guy right next to his kid tells him to call him that, right in front. What the fuck? I mean, even if you thought that, you're telling what are you putting in that kid's mind? And then the guy somebody said something to him. He goes, "No, that's okay." Well, it fucking ain't. It really ain't.
You know what drives me crazy right now in the world, in our world, especially here in the States, is look, and I don't care, and I'm dead serious. I do not care who you sleep with or what gender you think you are. But the fact that we're pushing this wokeness about how many different genders there are versus dealing with the systemic racism that happens and people dying from it versus, hey, nay, wait, I want to be called double it. That's my new gender.
Yeah, I want to go in whatever bathroom I want.
Gender is.
And anybody here in Wisconsin, they put that shit in school books, and they got little kids reading this stuff.
Yeah.
You talk about fucking with somebody's mind. You're
I was
too
just
young.
saying, stay positive. That's all I'm saying. We ain't need to get into all of that because we know that's systemic. You know, when they tell people, you know, we have to defend the white kids in school because something in the history book going to offend them. It's history. What?
What I find scary now is you cannot have a discussion like this anymore. Like, it's everything is pushed that what I'm saying, if you don't agree with me, you're wrong and you can't have your own opinion. You know, it's like, what the hell? There's no gray area in anything for discussion anymore. It's like, you're with me or you're against me, you know. It's
McFarland, you gotta unbothered is not, I don't think unbothered is spelled that way, but that was a good attempt.
Anyway, I didn't quite put that right, but you know.
No, you said it right.
You can't, and that just
everybody always even, you know, somebody will say something. Well, you don't want to do that for me because of what I am. No, I don't want to do that for you because you're a fucking asshole. That's why. You know, if you're an asshole, you're an asshole.
5 of us are here talking about it. There's 5 more people somewhere else. 5 more people somewhere else. It ain't everybody's not shut down.
No,
I can't get my blood pressure up.
And I appreciate my brothers bringing it up to the forefront because if you're gonna be something, be yourself, be real.
When you came around us, when you first started coming around us, Ronald, it was like as though you were already just like everybody else here. You know, there wasn't any. I got to figure this guy out for a while before I like him. You know, it was right away.
Somebody behind me.
Right away because he had a hat on. Fine.
Yeah, we got the angle, baby.
But
he's a funny fuck, too.
But that comes down to what I say with good people. Now, just because you are who you are, don't mean you're a fucking saint. You know, and everybody's gonna love you. But if you're an asshole, I'll call you an asshole.
If you're a saint, you wouldn't be here.
And I'm not like that. I don't like.
Tony, the majority of black people, and I'm speaking for the whole 13% of the population.
Okay.
Ain't a bit of that in us. Ain't a bit. You get the crazy ones that do murder, rape, and all that, but the majority, we done had 500 years of beatdown. What the hell? What?
Is that the percentage?
We already know what that brings.
Sorry. Is that the percentage of black people in America? Is it 13%?
Only 13%.
I had no idea. So why?
But 95% of us are in jail.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Why is over nearly 60% of inmates black?
Yeah, okay. Well, you go figure.
We've seen in America.
They want to eliminate or let go of the guys that got busted for weed.
So prison is the current form of slavery.
Right. Because you figure like this. I think it was either Malcolm X or one of them. They're afraid that the white race is going to vanish because the black seed is so strong. If you put a black man with a white woman, you get a black baby. Well, if you put a white woman with a black man, you get a black baby. So they figure, we got to get rid of these blacks.
But the problem is there's no white people anyway. Don't we understand that? There's no real white people anyway.
That's what they're afraid of. You see those skinheads talking about Jews will not replace us and all this craziness. And then we got congresswomen running around talking about we need what is this, a national Christian or something to run the country, and this idiot talking about the church should run the government.
No.
I heard that. Where did I hear that, man? God,
I couldn't believe these people.
No, churches can't even manage the communities they serve.
They can't even keep the priest from off the kids.
Yeah, you ain't getting freaky with that dog there, are you?
Hey.
Wait, that's a big wiener.
Well, yeah, the wiener. Look at the wiener. Oh my God, that's a,
Back
Yeah,
in
that's
the
a dark
day,
wiener too.
He's a little one. All right, guys, it's time for me to go.
All right, David. Thanks,
David,
brother, for hanging out.
thanks for
See you
coming.
guys. See you next week.
See you next
Take
week,
care.
David.
See you, Lorelai.
David's got two live streams next week or two.
No, I have one next Wednesday
21?
because Tuesday's my anniversary, wedding anniversary.
Okay.
So I'm doing a live stream Wednesday. Then the following Tuesday, I go back to my normal Tuesday night live stream, video plus live stream.
I got a premiere
on
coming out the
Tuesday.
21st.
David, can you, because I can't see it, in private chat, can you put your channel in there and then I can sub
It's
to
right
it?
there, right behind his head. Filipino American couple.
But yeah, I'll put it in there. But the one on the here, I want all you guys to join me for the live stream at least on the following Tuesday, because we're going to talk about what's wrong with American women.
Roger that.
Dude,
That could be a long one.
I'll watch that. I'll watch that without commenting.
No, I'm
won't
gonna
be done
stand-
Yeah, you kidding me? That's just
Come on,
forget it, man.
don't be a chicken.
No, it ain't not about being chicken. It's just about avoiding.
Hey, I think David, you should not say American women. What's wrong with westernized women?
Westernized.
Yeah.
Because we got a bunch of them here in Europe and stuff, and I can't really talk on behalf of American women, but I can.
Well, how this came about was I'm answering questions from Filipinos and Filipinas about America and about things they would ask me.
Yeah.
So a lot of them would ask, well, what in the hell is wrong with American women? So I
You
thought
know,
I would do a little,
all those people will think, well, if you do this, it'll be good. And the other person says, well, I do that, but it ain't good. So what's going on? So,
So
anyway,
that-
thanks for coming. And I'll be looking forward to viewing the riot. What is that, next Wednesday?
yeah, we're doing one next Wednesday, the next Tuesday.
It's going to be a
Thanks,
real,
David. I'll go on there
It-
now. And,
it's going to be a real bloodletting.
You will. And hey, look, I'm one of these guys that I will say it and stand by it. If you want to beat my ass for it, okay, I'll take my beating. But it is what it is. So,
I got my notifications clicked for your thing, even though they won't come on automatically. But I do have a video coming out on the 21st. What time is that? Oh, that's coming out at 2.
I put an alert on all your stuff now, David. So.
2 in the afternoon. Here's Verna. Say hello to Verna.
hey, Verna,
Hey,
come on.
Verna.
Verna's
Hello, gorgeous. How are you, Miss Cordon?
she's engaged or something like that, huh?
Engaged now, is it?
Something like that.
No.
Verna's a nice young lady there. A nice little channel.
I'm subscribed to her.
Yeah. What was I gonna
Verna's
say?
engaged?
Oh yeah, I got it set for 2 p.m. Filipino time, so it'll come out at like 1 in the morning here. But that way I covered some of those guys that I hang around during the week, like that Nanette. Simply Nanette's got one. Verna does. She does karaoke Tanai and Bem Bem. She does that too, or she talks.
Those
So-
silent ones I don't deal with.
So there's a lot of different things to people to go see. Sometimes I got 3 different windows open here and I'm jumping around. Today this Australian guy, Everyday Part of Life, he lives in Perth, I think, Mike. He had his first live stream today. So I was on there, and
Where's Christian today?
Christian? I don't know. I sent him a message.
They're not
I don't
feeling
know.
well still.
No, probably not.
He hasn't responded. He must be sleeping. You know how his hours are crazy as they are, and then when he has when he has issues, man, he rests through that time he's usually on.
Maybe it's just on with JB.
Yeah, that too. He would have stopped by here if that were the case, but he might have visited her. But I bet any money he's probably what do you call it?
You
Sleeping.
working? You working today, Craig? Or
No, yesterday I got 5 days off.
oh, okay. Well, we got long weekend here as well because the whole country is off here on Monday due to the Queen's funeral.
Yeah.
So we got bank holiday on the 19th.
Yeah, we got public holiday here on the 22nd for her, and then in Victoria, the Friday the 23rd, we got another public holiday for grand final parade and stuff. So
But
next
look,
week, 4
I looked
days.
it up out of curiosity. In Australia, it's 10% higher cost of living in here. Living there
it's
costs
under
10%
control
more.
now. Yeah, it's expensive.
But I'll visit there once I have my foothold where I want to be. I had this big thing about before all the crap happened. I was going to jump off and go visit Vietnam and all of that, and Cambodia. I had a cousin over there in the Vietnam War, so I was always curious. I wanted to go to Hanoi, he was really sore about it. He got drafted. He's about 70. He's got to be about 70.
Hi, Berner.
Got to be about 71 or 2. And he got drafted. And with him, he went back in after he made it home because he went in with and I said, "What the hell did you go back in there for?" He said, "So I can kill more of those fuckers." He was mad, So he was a lifer. He retired. We were at the same post out there in Illinois, but he's a lot older than me, so we didn't hang out or nothing like that. But
We're sort of thinking we might some stage next year, hopefully, get back to the Philippines. So if you're there, then I might try and.
Where's your? If I don't die here, I'll be there.
Yeah.
Where's your wife from? Craig?
That's just from Leyte, Northern Leyte.
Oh, okay.
From later. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm up San Diego, right up the top. Sorry, Gear, I cut you off.
Down where Michael is.
Yeah, he's Southern Lady, I think. Her family's up San Isidro, which is about 70 k's north of Ormoc.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. So close to Samar.
Yeah, this is like 70 k's from Ormoc and then about 100 k's from Tacloban.
I've been through there before.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit better now because the road's concreted or it's made all the way. But when I was first going there, 2005, whatever, it was, it was 70 k's, but it took you over 2.5 hours to get there. It's up through the mountain on dirt roads and shit.
Well, you take a ferry ride over there. It's really very, very picturesque, man. It's a nice experience.
Yeah, you used to always get the Super Cat from Cebu.
Well, I didn't have no cameras back then like that, like now, But my first trip, when we were going up to my second trip there, we were going up to Naga to visit her father's birthplace. I fell asleep and she woke me up and I'm like, that kind of.
Tony, you say you took a ferry? I've never done that.
A bunch of bus, you know how it works. You big queer, you.
How you doing, brothers?
You got the homosexuals coming out of them.
Why
man.
not?
Yeah, I knew you were kind of
Friday Night Live, huh?
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, Saturday morning there, Craig.
Yeah, big day. Look, I've got the Collingwood jumper on Kike playing at 4:45 this afternoon. If we win today, we'll be the grand final next week.
Okay, what's the name of that team? Explain it to us. I missed
Collingwood Football Club. Black and white stripes like your referees.
Aussie rules football, right?
Yeah, and magpie is their emblem, hence go Pies for short.
Who'd you talk to yesterday, Michael?
You see, Kiko, I just had to come on early just to rip Tony apart.
Yeah,
of
fucking.
the White
Hey, where's the
Kings.
fucking mute? There we go. No problem now, huh? Shit. hey, you know what? They gotta come down here and play, so don't be too crazy about it.
What was the score again, Tony? 20 something
20
against 8?
23 to 7. 23 to 7, I think. But ask me how many Super Bowls the Minnesota's won. How many championships Minnesota's won?
We are working on it.
0. Zilcho.
No,
No.
five
How
less
many
than
how many of
Pittsburgh.
the Packers won? 13.
No, the Vikings
They
have
haven't won 13 Super Bowls.
No, I know. There was life before Super Bowls, Geeko. It was called the NFL Championship game.
The Vikings has won the Super Bowl because there's only two
No.
franchises who has won the Super Bowl, and the Viking is not one of them.
They've never won. Vikings have never. They've been in it, but they've never won. I think they've been in 4.
There's
and they
more than
lost
2,
4.
Gear.
Oh, I thought there was 2 or 3 that had never won it only.
No, they haven't won shit.
Would you like to know how many Collingwood have won?
There you go, there, buddy.
They came into the competition in 1892, so 130 years ago. We played in 39 grand finals, but we only won 16 of them. So we got
Still,
we've
16 and
we've been
16.
we've been in the most grand finals, but we have the worst record.
I have
in
to
grand
say
finals.
that,
We only won 16 out of 39. So.
I have to say that the Chiefs had a fucking good start again. I mean, they're going
Buffalo,
to up in the Super
Buffalo too.
Huh?
Buffalo too.
Yeah, Buffalo as well. I saw 49ers fucking lost. And
They lost to Chicago. I think it was just one of those days where who wants to play out in this shit weather, you know?
the worst part was, has been so dominant for years. The Patriots got fucking whooped as well.
Really, I didn't. Who did they play? What was the score of that one?
They lost by like 20 points or something.
Wow.
I don't know. I think they played. Did they play New York, the Giants? Or
The
something?
Giants didn't. The Giants won. No, they played. No, I forgot.
Yeah,
who
the
played
Giants won. They went for 2 and they
Oh.
won the game.
Okay. Yeah.
Nico, who beat? Who fucking slaughtered the Patriots?
Pittsburgh was in a good one. With
I thought that was
Cincinnati.
Miami.
Yeah, Miami beat fucking Pittsburgh. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Michael talked to Christian the other day, huh? Yeah. Okay.
I just left our football game at halftime. We were up 31-6. So I could
Yeah,
come on.
you guys kind of backed into that one the other day because the Cincinnati kicker missed an extra point.
Can't believe how bad like the Cowboys is doing and the Patriots now. I mean,
They got the coach that the Packers had. That's why. The way they ran shit, the Green Bay should have had at least four Super Bowls in that guy's 13 years, but he had all this shit. The guy coached like a strategist in a war, like fucking being extremely cautious, and then end up biting you in the ass, you know.
But it's kind of interesting how the Patriots has been pretty much up there for the last fucking 10 years, and all of a sudden, sudden, last year and now they seem like.
But Tom, they won. I mean, Brady's got 7 rings, but he's been in more Super Bowls than 7. I think he's been in 10.
And I think he's been in 10. Yeah.
You imagine that? 10 of them. You can't beat that guy.
Well, I mean, and 9 of them was with the Patriots, and one of them with
Buccaneers. Yeah, Tampa Bay. Yeah.
So what happened? Did he hang up his gloves, or is he still?
No, He's playing. They're trying to make a big stink out of his wife. Him picking his family and wife over football over them.
But is he playing for the Buccaneers still?
They like to juice shit up. That's all.
Is he still playing for Tampa?
Yeah, this is supposed to be his last year.
And how did they do in the first match? I don't
know. I don't know. I didn't watch him.
Hey, Christian.
Tampa won 19-3.
Oh, okay.
Against who? Who did Tampa beat? Okay. Christian's on here, I think.
Oh, hi, Christian.
Hello, Tony.
Yeah, I guess they'll have to fire that union you belong to, man, because an engineer union.
Gear,
How you feel? How you feeling there? I guess they'll have to fire that union you belong to, man. Uh-oh.
Oh,
What's up, brother Christian? How you feeling?
How you feeling there? Yeah, Michael, you got some better looking videos out there lately of where you're at.
We got an echo.
That's the man, the myth, the legend, right there.
How's your back?
my back's starting to get better, but I was out exercising with some friends from here up to the castle, and that's like 50 stairs, and that fucked up my left
What do you
knee.
do? What do you do that shit? You know you're gonna hurt from it.
You better off just having an orgy.
Yeah, there you go, man.
Well,
You
what
can
you
play-
been up to, Christian, since you joined the party so late and you are fully dressed in a suit jacket?
Yeah. What's going on there, man?
I-
Yeah, you were.
I've been in Moss with a
Good.
band I played with for 15 years ago.
You got
Oh.
sticky dick. That's what
They
you got.
invited me to listen, so I came.
Danseloftet?
Green Bay Packers.
No, Queens.
Oh, okay.
3.
Have they finally got rid of Mosselukta?
Yeah, that's many years ago.
Oh, okay.
Today, Green Bay cut practice squad wide receiver impressed. Malik Taylor. Huh.
Hey, Michael, Werner.
Yeah, what's with that guy? I'll bring in apples.
You just got back from Moss now. I mean, what is that, like an hour's drive from here? A little bit more than an hour or just an hour?
Yeah, 45, 50 minutes drive.
What's the weather like?
9 degrees Celsius.
Was it raining on the way back? Or?
No,
No, okay.
it's been sunshine earlier today.
Better be 90 degrees there if I get there. So who woke you up, man? You just got in the house?
Yeah, I just went peeing and then I'm on here.
Where did I think Ronald went over to the dark side there.
Yeah, I still see he has a picture of a lady, but
Yeah, what was the deal with that Facebook post?
yeah, I wanted
What happened
to.
with that?
Well, he was mad at her, man. She don't give him the. I mean, he talks to her on the thing there, and she's paying more attention to her phone than him. And then she got a little uppity with him, and that's a bad thing to do.
Yeah,
He-
but
He'd be able to tell you that's really his biz. But I the other day I asked him. I went to sleep, and next day I said, "Did you guys make up?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, what?" I said, "Why don't you just let me kick you in the nuts, and then we'll call it a day, because you go back for more." But he's all cuddly in love again. So
You stay single, you don't have to deal with that crap.
Hey, Kiko. Yeah, just have a one night stand.
Yeah, next.
You didn't bring any hot chicks from Moss with you back home, Christian?
No, there was a gang of, I don't know if they were Filipinos or Thai, but there was a gang of them there. But mostly Filipinos or Thai who is in Norway are already married. So
Yeah.
Hey, you won't know till you ask.
take them home, then they get in love with you, and then they start messaging you. every day.
That's usually the way it works. He goes on his he's in his witness protection this week, I see.
There you go. Got it.
Got to distort your voice next time.
Yeah, like
I
that.
got to do that robo like Tony did when he's in the Philippines.
Well, I think I should have a little better reception over at the Clampett house that we have, the wooden structure.
Oh, you were flying up at the lake, man. That was wonderful.
What's that?
When you were up at Lake Mayanit, that was great.
Oh yeah, man. My wife had land there, but she got. But there's no future for kids there, especially there in that province. It's peaceful as heck. I mean, Duterte sent a lot of money their way. They got a lot of things going on, but they put in a hydroelectric plant up the lake, and there's no more fish. So all these guys that have the fisheries kind of name their price, and people have no other choice. Here, when you have a hydroelectric, the fish gravitate to it because it's warm, makes it warm. Air connecting. I've been on this freaking, what do you call it, forever. I got to get rid of this shit.
Yeah, if air didn't connect, you would not be breathing. So
Well, I'm talking about that stupid freaking VPN. Hey, the government's got it in for me because they, instead of sending it using the server in Chicago, they got me getting it from Denver. That's way the hell away from here. And I got the thing on right here, and it's on. So I don't know what the hell that was talking about. And it's on Chicago. Oh, they got a thing in here called kill switch. So when there's an interruption in your signal, it'll kill it. And it'll bring it back later.
hey, Gary.
Gary's here, man. Gary, the life of leisure.
Hey, Gary, come on up.
See, you know what? Now that you use your phone, Gary, I want to see you sneak into the kitchen when the Vietnamese people are home.
When you're stealing the ice cream.
Yeah, I think my cousin would enjoy watching that one. Because if they bust you, they're gonna put bamboo shoots up your cuticle, up your fingers and all that stuff, man.
Ah, the good old days of bamboo.
Are you sure, Michael?
Gary was over on the other side of town there.
Don't give it to me. I don't want it. She doesn't want me.
Hey, Tony.
You got some pussy there. You just threw it away.
Tony.
It ran away from me like normal.
Tony, how many can you have up on the panel now? Can you have more than 6?
Yeah,
Okay.
like 20, right, Christian?
No.
10.
It's up to Christian, right?
10.
No, it's not. Wait, he's like the czar of StreamYard.
So there is
10. I thought it was more than that.
there is a place for you, Gary. Come up.
He's the
Yeah,
Viking of
Gary.
StreamYard.
Yeah, you're driving to the airport tomorrow. So what? You can do that with your one eye closed.
I didn't know you drove.
Yeah, he does.
He steals their car and goes on his little escapades. Goes and scopes out the high schools and shit, you know.
Carjacks.
He's up to high school.
He's
Done
all
the
got
kids.
lollipops. He gets, you know, Tootsie Pop.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, I'd be on TV and I go, I know that freaking guy, man.
That way he shaved his beard off.
Yeah. Got that Tweety Bird look.
Now he's back again, not correct?
Yeah, no, yeah. I think the beard suits him better.
Yeah. 7 million in the house yet. Wow. Thanks for all those watching tonight.
How many likes you got?
I don't know. I don't look at that. Look at it later. I don't make or break you on this anyway. It doesn't matter which one it is, does it, Christian?
Yeah.
So what type of music did the band play tonight, Christian?
I can play you some if.
Oh yeah, we gotta cut this. We'll cut this short right now. We've been on here all 2.5 hours. So thank you to everybody in the background. There's the professor just in time.
Let's get to cutting.
Thanks for coming,
Cut,
and
cut. So Mr. DJ can get moving.
see you next week, everyone. Bye.
Come up, Gary.
Wow.